Thanks for joining me for practice. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and in the description is a link to my Patreon account if you'd like to offer a donation. It's greatly appreciated. Today I'd like to show you a few exercises you can do to help relieve neck tension. So we're going to begin with our chin to our chest. And then just inhale and reach the right ear to the right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. And inhale, left ear to left shoulder. And keep going. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. And inhale, left ear to left shoulder. And continue this back and forth, nice and slow at your pace. Find a spot that feels really good. You can just linger there for a moment and really enjoy that stretch. Or even play in it a little bit. Find a spot that feels really good, maybe a little higher, a little lower. And just feel how you move through these fine muscle fibers in the neck. And then bring your chin back to your chest. And slowly lift your head to neutral. Good. Now inhale, take the right ear to the right shoulder. And just soften here for a moment. If you'd like, you could take the right arm up and just place it over the head onto the left ear. And just very gently allow the pressure of the arm to increase the stretch. We're not pushing down into the arm, it's just the gentle weight and gravity. Release the hand, and you can even use it to guide the head back to neutral. Take a moment, feel neutral for a minute. And then take the left ear to the left shoulder. And again here too, breathing into that right side of the neck. If you'd like, you can take the left arm up, take it over the head, and just gently hold the top of the head or the ear. Allow the right shoulder to sink away from the ear. Breathe into the sensation. And you can use your hand to gently guide the head back to neutral. Take a moment. You can also do this neck stretch by just going back and forth like we did with the neck rolls. So right ear to right shoulder, back to neutral. Left ear to left shoulder, back to neutral, and repeat. Good. You can continue that as much as you'd like, but take your neck into a cervical twist, so look over the right shoulder. And then bring the head back to neutral, and just look over your left shoulder. And inhale to neutral. And keep going. As you're moving, be very mindful, feeling the sensation, and you can go right up against that edge of intense sensation, but do not cross into pain. Often when we honor where the body's boundary is and we stay there with breath, it's more likely to release than when we try to force it into something and then risk injury. Bring your fingertips on either side of your hips and inhale, reach your left arm up. Walk the right hand out. Now as you come into this lateral stretch, press the left hip away from the fingertips. Let your right ear fall to your right shoulder. So we're going to take the neck out of the pose. And you can take a breath or two here just to really feel that space along the left side. Notice the inhale increasing that length. And the exhale, softening any tension that was held there. Now, as you continue to keep your head heavy, you're going to inhale, the left arm reaches up. And continue to take that arm all the way down until it hovers about a foot above the ground. Then you can turn the palm down and reach the fingers away like someone's pulling your arm out to the side. Stay heavy through the neck. Breathe here. Now, like the other posture here, you might find that a little lower with the arm or a little higher feels better for your neck. So you can wiggle in that and then find that sweet spot. And just breathe. Send any tension you find down through the shoulder, through the arm, and out the fingertips. One more here. And then gently press into the sit bones. Keep the head heavy as you come all the way back up into seated. Now head stays heavy, so right ear still to right shoulder. This right hand that was on the floor, you're gonna take that over the head like we did before and gently place it down. And now just feel the left shoulder draw away from the ear. And again, no extra pressure through the top arm. And again, you can use your hand to guide the head back to neutral. Take a moment to just feel. Fingertips can reach out to the side. Might find you feel a little longer on one side over the other. That's normal. Now inhale, the right arm reaches up. Elongate the right side body and exhale, walk the hand out. So lengthening the right side, press the right sit bone down. And now just notice as you inhale, you grow a little longer, and exhale, soften a little bit deeper. Left ear sinks towards the shoulder, so we're not using any pressure here in the neck. No particular drishti other than just keeping the neck neutral. Take a few more breaths here to really get some lateral length. And now the right arm can reach up and start to take it all the way back down until it hovers about a foot above the ground. And then you can turn the palm down and reach those fingers away from you. So really elongate the neck. Again, it is helpful to feel like someone's pulling your fingertips out to the side. Nice deep ujjayi breathing, keeping the mind calm. And feeling the release of tension really from the base of the skull, through the side of the neck, top of the shoulder, all the way out through the fingertips. Now you can take your torso and come back up into seated, but keep the head heavy. And then the hand that was on the floor again is going to just gently guide that head back to neutral. And take a moment just to feel that. You can even close your eyes, really bring in that sensation. Now, again, with all of these postures are important to do to release neck tension, but also being mindful if there are any injuries. So this one here is going to be interlacing the fingers and placing it at the back of the skull. And then we're going to dip the shoulders here and dip the elbows. But before you do that, just be very mindful to not put too much extra pressure on the back of the neck. So when you let your chin fall towards your chest, elbows are going to sink down. And a lot of times I see people with their elbows pointing up. You want to let them sink down as if there were weights attached to them. And then it's really just gravity here. You're just going to tilt the head to the right. Let the right elbow sink down lower than the left. And just gently tilt the head to the left. And let the left elbow sink down lower than the right. And keep going. Back and forth. One, then the other. Again, all of these muscle fibers are fine. They're different than the muscles in the legs, the big groups of muscles that we find to hold the body weight and are designed to perform very intense movements. So we want to be gentle and careful with the back of the neck as well as the sides and the front. Good. And then you're going to release your hands, release the head into neutral, and then just slowly come back up. And take a moment to feel that. Good. So another great way is to bind the shoulders while we release the neck. So you're going to interlace your fingers behind your back into yoga mudra. Ideally, you're squeezing the heels of the hands together. So that requires a little bit of space in the shoulders and the front of the chest. If that's not possible, a little space between the palms is fine. Now you're going to take those hands and reach them away from you. So really stretch the chest and shoulders, and then take the hands to the right waist. Now once the hands come to the right waist, still bound, you're going to pull that right elbow back and then tilt your right ear to your right shoulder. And this just feels really lovely. And now breathe into it. It's hard not to close your eyes here because it feels so good. And the more you pull that right shoulder back, the right elbow back, the deeper the stretch. Good, one more here. Of course, when you're doing this on your own, you can stay as long as you like. And then bring your head back to neutral. Reach your hands back behind you again. Find that bind, so try to squeeze the heels of the hands together. Externally rotate the shoulders. Let the chest free up. Pull the arms back behind you. And now go ahead and take them to your left waist. Left elbow pulls back. Hands stay bind. And left ear tilts to the left shoulder. Breathe deeply here. And of course, it's natural to find that one side is tighter than the other. And a lot of times that's on our dominant hand. This is one of the reasons why yoga is so beneficial, because we do a lot of bilateral movement. Bring balance. Breathe right into the sensation. And then bring your head back to neutral. Release your hands back behind you again. And then just let the hands go. You can bring them to your knees. Just take a moment to feel. You can close your eyes if you'd like. Now, shoulder rolls are often missed in a lot of our practices, but they are very helpful for releasing tension, not just in the shoulders, but in the upper back. And all of that contributes to some of the strain or pull on the neck. So some shoulder rolls are very helpful. You can just have your fingertips on the tops of the shoulder heads and just do full rotations. And once you go in one direction, you can go in the other direction. And then maybe go back again one more time so that you end with an open chest, since we have so much of a proclivity towards rounding the shoulders. Good. In addition to that, we can also do a little more work for the shoulders here. So take your right arm out in front of you, left arm over at the elbow, and rotate the palms to touch. So this is our eagle arms. Inhale, lift your elbows up as high as you can. And then exhale and lower your elbows down. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep going. This is sometimes considered flossing the shoulder blades, just allowing those shoulders to really open. And then we can release, and we'll switch. So left arm under, right arm over. Rotate the palms together. Inhale, reach the elbows up. And exhale, lower them down. And keep going. So again, not directly connected to the neck, but we find that these muscles all work together. And so tension in this upper body does begin to have an effect on the neck. And some of those supplemental muscles start to come in to try to help these bigger muscles. If we can release the tension in the bigger muscles, and they have the ability to function optimally without any support from those supplementary muscles. So one more here. and then we can gently release. So cow's face arms is another one we can do. And here, we're going to take the right arm behind the back and wiggle the shoulder as high up between the shoulder blades as possible. Then you're going to drop the strap down behind you, or if you're able to, bind by grabbing your fingertips. Lift your left elbow up as high as you can and really elongate the side body. And then once you get a nice good bind on that shoulder, you're going to sit as tall as you can, lengthen the waist, and feel this nice opening for the right shoulder. Breathe into it. Continue to lift slightly with that left elbow. This also gives some leverage to deepen the right stretch. And then you can gently release. As you release the strap, take the right arm and cross it over your chest. Hook the elbow, or so left arm goes under at the elbow, and then take the tip of the shoulder and pull it down and away from you. And just feel that stretch in the other direction. Good. We're going to do the other side, so left arm will go between the shoulder blades, but I'm going to turn around so you can see what that looks like on the back. So now the left arm is going to wiggle between the shoulder blades as high up as you can get it. And then the strap drops down, excuse me. And you're going to wiggle your fingers as close together as possible. Now, if you can bind by just grabbing the fingertips, that's excellent. If not, use your strap or use something similar to a strap and then lift the right elbow as high as you can. Feel the elongation of the right lateral. Feel the stretch in the left shoulder. Breathe deeply here. Keep the waist long. Keep that inner body lift. So that lift of the pelvic floor, lift of the navel. So there's space in the vertebrae. And slowly and gently release. And same thing here. You're going to take your left arm across your chest, hook the elbow with the right arm, and now pull the tip of your left shoulder down and away. And just breathe here. And then gently release. You can take your feet wide and flex your feet so the toes point straight up. And then bring your backs of your hands on your rib cage and tuck your elbows on the inside of your knee. And right away you might feel that. You might start to go, oh my gosh, there's a lot of tension back there. I can really feel that. And if you have a little more flexibility, you'll start to actually draw the knees towards the center line. And then breathe into that sensation. Just go to where you feel comfortable. Getting into that back side of the shoulder here. And then gently release. Again, maybe roll the shoulders out a little bit just to feel that space. Cactus arms is excellent for shoulders and neck, so inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, bend the elbows out wide and draw the tips of the shoulder blades down your back. And you can really take those elbows down as far as you'd like. Inhale, the arms reach up again. Exhale, bend the elbows, draw that down. Inhale. Exhale. You know, a lot of these movements can also be applied in the other asanas. So you can do kind of a combinational posture. And this helps to link breath with movement. So it's also a really good thing to do, even if you're holding something like a warrior one static. Good, one more. Now you can also tackle wrists a little bit here. So we'll do the waterfall. Take your fingertips of your right hand and then just roll it over the ledge of an imaginary rock and just let the fingers fall down, opening up the wrist, forearms, bicep, again, still a contributing factor to tension in the upper body that will then also bleed into the neck. And then gently release that. Grab your left fingertips, again, like you're going over the ledge. Just let the fingertips waterfall down. Such a great stretch if you spend a lot of time on computers. And do a couple more postures here for the wrists. So you can gently shake them out in between. Here you can take your right arm out, cross the left arm over at the wrist, palms face one another, interlace the fingers, and then start to take the knuckles towards your chest. And as you do, you might be able to go just to here, or you can keep going a little further. Some people might be able to go all the way. You also might find there's a difference between one side and the other. So you're twisting through the wrist here and helping to release some tension, but also too helping to maybe squeeze out some fluid or inflammation that may have accumulated there. And then you could switch by just taking the bottom arm and crossing it over the top, interlace the fingers, and again, knuckles or thumbs come towards the heart, and you can continue to go. Now this side I know I have more space, and some people can go all the way. I can't do that on the other side. But just be where you're comfortable, be where your breath can stay steady. And then just release and gently shake it out. You can just do gentle wrist rolls in one direction and gentle wrist rolls in the other direction. You can move stuff from your mat here if you have a strap there and come to sit on your knees. Point your fingertips toward the knees, palms flat, and then you're just going to lean back. So you may not see much as you do this, but you're going to feel it in the wrists and in the forearms. So just letting your body weight head towards the back, near the glutes. And then come off of that sensation, just peel the fingertips off the earth. You can do the same thing here, but this time we're going to bring the hands to the fingertips to point to one another. So the tops of the hands are into the mat. And this time you're actually leaning a little bit forward. There's a micro bend in the elbow, and you can make small little fists if you'd like. Good. And then gently release that. If you want to shake it out, go ahead. Come onto your mat. And many people are very familiar with thread the needle. So you can take your right arm up, rotate the navel to the right, and then thread that arm through the hole, roll onto the right shoulder. Left arm at a 90-degree angle, push the floor away from you, and just let your chest lean towards the earth. Head and neck is soft, cheek softens, so no strain in holding the neck here. And as you push the floor away, you can actually use that leverage to tuck the shoulder a little deeper underneath. And there's also, you can bind here, so left arm can go up, or you can turn the hand like you're turning a doorknob, take it behind your back and bind by grabbing your shirt or your thigh and pull that left shoulder open just a little bit more. One more breath here. Again, this is getting into that upper back, upper neck, lots. So we're hitting here, shoulder. And then left arm reaches up. And gently come back to neutral. Take a minute there just to find. And then we'll do the other side. Left arm reaches up. Thread that arm through the hole. Roll onto the left shoulder, right hand at a 90-degree angle, push the floor away from you. And again, head and neck stays soft. So watch the tendency to stick the chin up in the air, just let it sink towards the floor. Try to keep your knees, feet, and hips in alignment. And if you want to do that bind, you can take the right arm up in the air, turn the hand like you're turning a doorknob, and take it behind your back and bind by grabbing your shirt or your thigh, but then pull that right shoulder open. And take that right arm back up in the air. Slowly come back into tabletop position. Take a moment just to let everything adjust. Good, and then you can sit back on your heels for a minute. And again, if you'd like, just rotate your wrists. So coming onto your abdomen, you can do a deeper shoulder stretch. Now this one can be very intense, but we've done a lot to warm up. And this was created by Andrea Lapa. So right arm is going to go directly out from the shoulder, and you're going to walk the hand up so that it lines up with your eyes, and glue your hand to the floor. Now from there, roll over onto your right side into fetal position. And if you're tight in the shoulders, you're going to feel this. This may be enough for you. Now, if you want to go a little deeper, you can take your left leg, bend it behind your bottom leg, foot flat, knee bent. Again, the right arm does not move. And you want to give your body a chance to adjust to this. And then if that still feels okay, you can bring both feet flat, both knees bent. And maybe consider taking the left arm up in the air. Now, the back of that hand can float towards the back of the other hand. And some people who are really flexible can actually interlace their fingers to one another. They actually lift the fingers up and interlace them behind their back. So if you have that flexibility, fantastic. A lot of that's range of motion, but a lot of it too is a contributing factor to how tight that pectoralis major minor is. So one more breath here. And then gently come out of it. Take your time to go back slowly. Roll onto your belly. And then pull that arm in. And you can do the same thing on the other side. So left arm is going to extend out from the shoulder. Walk the hand up so it lines up with your eyes, and then glue the hand to the floor. It does not move. And then roll over onto your left shoulder. Come into fetal position. Take a few breaths here to really let your body adjust. If that's comfortable, right leg bends behind the bottom leg, foot flat, knee bent. If you still have space, you can pick your hips up, shift them to the left, and then have both feet flat, both knees bent. Now you can take the right arm up in the air and let the back of the hand float towards the back of the other hand. So you don't turn the wrist in any way. Palm stays facing the ceiling. Keep breathing. And then slowly come back down. Come back onto your belly. Take your time. There's no rush. Let it adjust. And then pull the hand in and come back to sitting on your heels. Vajrasana, hands in the lap.